This is the Greatever KIII Android box. Overall, this is a very impressive Android box that works really well. As you know, there are literally hundreds of Android boxes out there, and starting from $30 all the way to $200, but most of them does not work well. They're very slow, they're buggy, and they just feel very cheap. This is actually the opposite. It costs about $80, somewhere in the middle, and this works really well. It's very snappy, it has all the latest features, and everything just works really smoothly. Just to name some of the features, it has a quad-core 64-bit processor, which is really fast. This thing really screams. It has not the latest version of Android, but a previous version, which is 5.1 Lollipop, which is pretty recent. It has a really strong wireless signal card, and it picks up signal from pretty far away. And it supports dual band, so it supports 5 gigahertz as well as 2.4 gigahertz network, which is really good. It supports 4K and 3D. It has a Bluetooth built in, and it has 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of built-in memory. You can expand that to another 32 gigs by putting a micro SD card. So this is pretty much the top of the features. It also comes with the latest KIII, which works really well, which has tons of apps. So essentially you get a fully functional Android software, but on top of it there is a skin to make it easier to navigate through the menus and stuff. As far as the box goes, in the back you have an Ethernet port, you have the optical audio, so you can have your high definition audio coming out of that. Sounds fantastic. And you have the 4 USB ports on the side, which is very impressive. Most Android boxes have 2 or 1 USB, but this has 4. And then you also have HDMI port, as well as the normal video cable port. And then finally there's the power port, as I mentioned. So yeah, it has tons of good features, enough ports to get you up and running, and it supports, you can plug in. The first thing I recommend is getting yourself a USB or a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard combination, because as you know, Android is built to work with touchscreens. It doesn't really work well with the remote that it comes with. So the remote itself is very basic, but it works well for what it's supposed to. But the remaining, you want to get if you want to take full advantage of the Android system, you will need a mouse and a keyboard, because the touchpad will allow you to control as you are touching instead of using the remote. So that's one thing. It fully supports the keyboard and the mouse pad. As you can see, let me show you real quick. So you see right here is the interface. So there's my mouse, and I can type when I need to. And this is the main home screen. Basically, you get a KIII logo on the left, the time, and then in the bottom you have these really nice shortcuts for the main apps, and then you can add your shortcuts here, as many as you want. So as you can see, I have my favorite apps here. Like I said, it supports Android fully, so it has all the features. You can get many apps as you want, and everything works as it should. So you have the Play Store where you can download all the apps. One of the really nice thing is this is rooted. So for those of you who does some custom apps and they like to take advantage of the system admin root features, this is rooted, so you don't have to go through the hassle of trying to figure out how to hack it and customize and root the software. So that's a really nice bonus for many people. So as you can see, I open that up. It's gonna check for root, and right here it's it doesn't really function well with the remote. As I mentioned, not all apps work. You have to actually use the mouse and keyboard, or you can simply press this mouse key right here on your remote. You just press this right here, and what happens is essentially right now, if I press this, you basically get a mouse to move. So you press this, now I can move this mouse pointer using my left and right. So that's the last resort if you don't have a keyboard and a mouse. And I can click on this, press OK, and it's going to check for root. So that's one way around it, but definitely get the mouse and keyboard combination to make your life easier. Anyway, so back to the home screen. You have all these apps right here. So for example, KIII, this is the main selling point for most people, but you really can't judge this box just by KIII, because KIII is a software by itself, is an app. but you know, it's how you use it and what you use it for. For me, I use it for my personal media as well as some streaming that I do, which I'll show you real quick. So I'm going to open up KIII, and this is the latest version, 16.0. I believe they have a 16.1 or 2. They're very similar, the beta versions. In the bottom, you have different add-ons for the video, one channel, Genesis. One thing to note, Genesis is not developed anymore, so it's basically outdated. The actual creator of this stopped supporting it. Right now, a lot of things doesn't work. So there's a replacement. It's called Exodus. The way you get it is go to Program. You see Add-on Installer. Go there. And you want to get the video add-ons, and you want to get something called Exodus. That's basically the new Genesis, and that's the best way to watch movies and TV shows. So go to next page, and you will see right there, not Deshi, but this one. So click on that and go ahead and install it. I already installed it, so I'm good to go. There you go, install. So once you're done, you go back to your video add-ons, video, go down, right, add-ons, and you will see right there Exodus, and this one works flawlessly for a lot of the movies. So if I go to movies, I can look for the most popular right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and let's play Zootopia. So you click on it, it's gonna find all the links, and you pick a link and you're good to go. So let me show you how that, and it works really well. I mean, the quality is outstanding. So that's just KIII itself, but like I said, there's tons of other functionality. You can install different apps and make this thing really, you know, make your home theater system. So as you can see, it's still loading up. So this slowness is all about KIII, nothing to do with the software, Android, or the actual device itself. But you know, it's what KIII, that's how KIII works. So it's finding all the links. As you can see right now, I have 1080p. I can watch the HD version. So let's try the first one. Typically the first 5 or 6 of them work really well. So just click on that, wait a few seconds, and you will see right away that it's playing, and it's full 1080p. It looks fantastic. Go forward, just keep clicking the right, and this will skip 10 seconds. If I press up, it's gonna skip 30 seconds. So there you go. This works really well. So let me just go back. Now for your personal media, you can use the media player of Android, or you can use KIII. I like KIII because it's just a really nice interface that I like to use. So if I go to videos, I'll go back, videos, files, and you can see my USB disk. I have a USB disk in there, and all the you know, I have Marvel's Agents of Shield. So I click on one, and you can see these are playing my local.
On Marvel's Agents of Shield.
So you think The Rock is a portal?
So that's my own video, and like I said, pretty much this device will support almost all video formats. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, it supports you know, AVI, MKV, any video format you throw it works perfectly. It also supports, you know, 5.1 audio system, 5.1 in Dolby sound. It's fantastic. And as I said, there's a media player here. You can click on MX player and also go through the USB disk, which I have already plugged in, and you can select one. It will play. You can resume or start over. I'll rewatch this one. So there you go. And one thing to note, the USB drive supports up to 1 terabyte as I have tested it. 4 terabytes does not work. I tried a portable drive, what is it, Seagate 1 terabyte hard drive, works perfectly. So I can see all my pictures, all my videos directly from the hard drive. So it's a really nice bonus. Other than that, you have different apps. You can, you know, play around with Explorer and the web. You can browse the web directly from this. You obviously want to use a keyboard and mouse. You know, everything works fantastic. One last note is the remote. You can teach it your TV volume and TV input. So there's this thing called a set. Let me show you real quick. So you press and hold set right here, and right now basically you pick one. You say, let's say volume. So you press that, and this is ready to learn. You bring your original remote and put it to the front, and press it, and this will learn it, and that's it. And then you will just click set again, and then you can control the volume of your TV or sound system directly from there. So you can teach it there's 1, 2, 3 buttons, and the power button 4. So you can total of 4 buttons. You can teach this remote to control your TV or home theater system. The remaining are for the Android device itself. So yeah, if you're looking for an Android box, I mean, this is an awesome choice, and I would definitely recommend it because it's super fast and it's a good price, and it just works flawlessly.